Hi guys, I wanted to make a video sharing some tips and advice with you on if you're going to Walker Stalker Con. First things first, probably the most important advice anybody can give you is wear comfortable clothes. I can't stress to you how important this is. I have an app on my phone that follows how many steps I take in a day, and that day I walked 6.5 miles. So it's no joke the amount of walking and the amount of waiting in lines that you're going to do. So it's not the time to try to impress your favorite actor or actress by wearing high heels or by wearing a tuxedo to try and get their attention. You're really going to be uncomfortable. I even saw some cosplayers, especially one that played Jesus, and he kept complaining because, he had a large leather coat on and he didn't bring a change of clothes, and he wished that he would have. So it gets really hot, and when I went, it was actually, I believe, like 40 degrees outside, so I wore pants and I wore a hoodie. Thankfully, I could take off my hoodie, but I was still very hot waiting in lines. So definitely be comfortable. Now, if you have children or need to bring stuff to accommodate you during your trip, bring a backpack or purse, something big that you can carry your stuff in. I personally had a stroller because I have a baby, and the bottom of it was perfect. I had to bring formula. Now, one thing that I've heard different rules on is food. I personally was allowed to take in water, but only because I needed it to make formula for my child. But they did not allow in any food and water. Now, other people that I've spoken to took in snacks and drinks, but they looked through our bags pretty thoroughly. So I'm not sure. You probably have to check online on the Walker Stalker Con website and see if you can find any rules about your specific venue if food and drink is allowed. But one thing for sure, you're going to be taking tons and tons of pictures. So bring a backup charger for your phone, or bring an extra camera battery if you have one, if you're using a camera, because chances are it's going to go dead. I brought 2 phones with me. I have a backup phone from a previous plan, and I filled them both up. One of my phones died, and I still had my other one, so it was very handy to have that. 2 is tickets. Now, specific to the ticket you buy is how much stuff you get, photo ops, lanyard, t-shirt, autographs. But I would say the biggest thing is definitely the line wait. If anything, you should definitely get a VIP ticket. The way that it worked, where I was at least, was you had a huge line of general admission people. And the next line was VIP. And the next line was for the folks that bought gold and platinum tickets. Now, the people that bought platinum tickets and gold tickets immediately went through and met the person if you were waiting in line. VIP, it was about, 5 people for every 1 general admission. So if you were a general admission like I was, you had to wait a while if you were in a line. Now, for more famous people, you're going to be waiting anyway. The actor that plays Abraham's lines were insanely long, and even VIP people were complaining about their wait. Another thing, if you're military, police, and I believe EMT, I could be wrong, you guys get free tickets. Kids under 12 get in free. Also, something very important, if you have a disability or you're handicapped, you have a wheelchair, anything of that sort, you can get a special endorsement on your ticket to help accommodate you. Now, just a little side note, if you watch the Walker Stalker Con Facebook page, a lot of times there will be sales like buy one get one free VIP tickets. So if you want to go for something like that, follow their page and you'll catch a really good deal. Now 3, and this is very important. I did not know this until I went to Walker Stalker Con, but you still have to pay to meet the people, especially if you didn't get a package that comes with photo ops. And there are 2 ways that you can do this. One is buy a photo op, and that's where you wait in line, you get to meet the person, but you get very limited time with them, just like 30 seconds to get in, get the photo, and then you're escorted out for the next person, so everybody gets a turn. Now, the other way, and the way that I didn't get any photo ops personally, but I got selfies with everyone that I wanted to meet, which means you had to wait in line, the long lines that I was telling you about, and you have to pay any amount of money. What it typically was $40 for a selfie and $40 for an autograph, or if you wanted both, they would make some deal for you. Some wouldn't, some would. It really depends on the actor or the manager that they have. But if you go this route, you actually get personal time with them and you get to talk to them. And my favorite person, of course, was Chad Coleman, and he knew who I was from social media. And so we got to talk for quite a few minutes, actually. The volunteers were like, okay, let's go, let's go. And one thing that got his attention, besides my daughter, all the actors love my daughter, was a hoodie that my husband had made for me. This says Team Tyrese. And when I was about to leave, I was like, oh my gosh, by the way, my husband had this made for me specifically for today, and I'm so excited. I wanted to show you what my husband did. And he was so excited. He signed it. He said it was really cool. Absolutely loved it. One of the best experiences I've ever had. Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about as far as meeting the actors goes is some actors, not all of them, especially if they're busy, but a lot of the actors do meet and greets for free, which is where you can't take pictures of them, you can't get their autograph or anything like that, but you get to meet them, hug them, talk to them. So I actually did that with quite a few people, including the actor that plays Herschel, and he was absolutely wonderful. So for the people like me who didn't expect to be spending the amount of money they did, it was a really good option to, meet the people and, just have that life experience. And it was absolutely wonderful. One absolutely huge thing that I recommend, if you have a smartphone, download the Walker Stalker Con app. About a week before time for the event, they will put out a guide specifically for your venue. So they'll have a map. They'll actually have a place on the app where you can communicate with people. You can make your own schedule, set reminders, and it's very, 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 very handy. I absolutely loved it. I made a whole schedule for myself, made sure that, waiting in line, I wasn't missing any of the panels that I wanted to see. Now, the only thing that they didn't have on the app, they had it listed where the tables were going to be for the actors, but they didn't have what actor was going to be at what table. But whenever I actually got there, they gave me a piece of paper that had the schedule on it, everything that I needed to know, who was going to be where, what time they were going to be there. But one thing for sure, if you have anybody in mind specifically, or any of the more famous actors or the more prominent actors on the show, I recommend going to them first. For example, the actor who plays Abraham was probably the biggest person at my event, and I immediately went to his line, and I still had to wait an hour and a half to meet him, but it was absolutely worth it. He was also a wonderful person. Now, the fifth thing on my list is cosplay. Now, I understand that some people are kind of shy. They don't want to be made fun of. They don't want to be looked at. But if you have any inkling in your mind that you want to do cosplay, do it. Please do it. You'll get to meet so many cool people. All the other people that cosplay are just absolutely wonderful. I personally have some of them on my Facebook now and on my Instagram from how cool that they were. And I personally dressed my daughter up as Tyrese. If you guys go back in my YouTube history, you'll see that I did a little video with her as baby Tyrese. And she came in third in the kids section for her cosplay, and it was absolutely wonderful. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. Now, it is kind of intimidating to get up on stage and be in front of all those people, but I promise you it's absolutely worth it. And you're in a place that nobody is going to make fun of you for doing something that you absolutely love. One thing that I've learned is a lot of Walking Dead fans are absolutely wonderful people, and this is a place where you're definitely not going to be judged or bullied or anything like that if you're worried about it. If anything, people are going to come up to you and be like, oh, you're so-and-so, you look so cool. And you get to meet a lot of friends that way. So I definitely recommend doing it if you have any little inkling in the back of your mind that you want to. Definitely do it. So the sixth thing on my list, money. Now, obviously, you're going to want to try and plan how much money you need to bring. And I'm going to tell you, bring that and bring about $200 more. Because there is so many vendors there and so many amazing things to see and so many things you're going to want to buy. It's crazy. Now, do plan around, if you want to get photo ops, try and buy them ahead of time so they're not sold out at the venue that you go to. Selfies, try and plan on about $50 a person. $50 for an autograph, just to be safe. Don't cut any deals in there. Bring as much money and more that you think you're going to spend, and I promise it's absolutely worth it. So this is my last personal advice for you guys. These actors and actresses are normal people. They're some of the most wonderful people that I've met. They're so nice, they're so respectful, so treat them as such. I understand that you're going to be meeting them and they're your favorite people ever and you're so starstruck and it's amazing. But don't just gush over them. You're going to get a lot more conversation and a lot more time if you take some interest in them. They want to talk about their lives, their loves, politics, hobbies, just everything. And you get so much time with them if you talk to them about that kind of stuff. Now, Chad Coleman, as a lot of people know, and I've said in this video, I'm sure, he's my favorite actor. And so waiting in line, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to meet him. What am I going to say? And about third in line, he said my name and he knew who I was, and I almost just fell out. I didn't know what to do. I got selfies with the actors that played Abraham, Bob, and Tyrese. And I had my daughter with me. Immediately, they wanted to see her. They were like, oh, what's her name? She's so cute. And I mean, I've had, friends and family be less, accommodating to her than these actors were. That one of them wanted to hold her and, she was kind of taken back. She was like, whoa. And they were like, okay, I won't. And they were very, very nice, The actor that played Bob, he asked me if, like, where is your stuff at? And for the most part, my husband stayed to the side. And, he was with the stroller. This was more my thing. And when I said, he's right over there, he left where he was and went to go meet my husband. And it absolutely made my husband's day. So these guys are absolutely amazing. Just, there's one person that I want to make an example of, and I'm very sorry if you watch this video, but the actor that plays Chris in Fear the Walking Dead was at my Walker Stalker Con, and I guess she's a super fan. She got way too excited, and she ran up and almost tackled him. Now, of course, when that happened, there's tons of volunteers around them, so they caught her, and she had to be escorted away from the table. And she sat and cried for like an hour because she was devastated. When you go up to them, just be like, I'm a huge fan. I hope you're having a great time here. I live an hour away from here. I live in this state. And it'll just immediately start a conversation with them. Meaning Chad Coleman, he immediately asked me about Athena. I had drawn a photo for him. And, we talked about that. And then we talked about the hoodie. We talked about tons of things. He had seen, some of the things that I do online, some art, some of my makeup, and he was just like, how are you going to know if you're going to be successful if you don't just, get yourself out there and do it? What's the harm in that? Yeah, guys, that's everything. Just take advantage of the day. Do everything you can. It's so much fun. The panels are amazing. They're hilarious. You learn tons of stuff about the actual actors, and I promise you're going to have an amazing experience. Alright guys, bye.